How exactly do Amazon sellers make any money on the site? And more importantly, how can you personally make money on Amazon is the question I feel like a lot of people end up asking themselves at least once. So that is why I do a new video every single Wednesday, helping you figure out adulting while I'm attempting to figure it out myself. And I decided to go down the venture of making money on Amazon because I hear people make crazy easy money on there, and I want to know how true that really is. So today we're gonna go over a few different things, the main methods of making money on Amazon, because you'd be surprised there's a lot more than most people know about. And we're gonna go over the top performing method because most likely if you decide to go down this venture, you're gonna choose this method. And then we're gonna go over FBA, which is basically fulfillment by Amazon. That's what it stands for, and it means they're gonna handle the fulfilling of orders for you. So that means you're not gonna be shipping stuff out or calculating shipping or trying to get things to people quickly. Amazon can get it to people in 2 days. So most likely you're going to go through FBA if you're going to do this, and then also how much money you can expect to make going down this venture, because, well, if you're not going to make any money, there's no real point in doing this. So I really wanted to know what the behind the scenes of all of this looked like, and the timestamps are down below to the different parts of the video, but I recommend watching it fully through to understand the whole entire concept, because each part kind of relates to the other. But before we go into the first topic though, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. It is completely free. It really helps me out. And if this video gets enough likes, I know enough people are interested in this topic that I will actually do a follow-up video where I invest my own money and my own time into trying out the top performing method and show you guys really hands-on how it goes for me, how hard it is, what the money looks like, if I run into any troubles, what the troubles are, if it does really well, what works for me, all the aspects of it. I will do it if this video gets enough likes, just because I want to make sure this is something you guys are actually interested in seeing. And also feel free to hit that subscribe button, because like I said, we do a new video every single Wednesday with similar topics to this one, just really helping you figure out adulting, make money, make life a little bit easier. And let's get into the first part, which I feel like is probably kind of the most important, because you want to know where you want to go when it comes to the world of Amazon, because there's many methods of making money on there. I literally have a list down below so I don't forget any of them, so I am going to be looking down on the list for this part. And the first one is selling private labels on Amazon, selling wholesale goods, which basically is similar to what most stores do. Buy in bulk, sell the individual item. You're just going to be doing it on a smaller scale than Target does. And also Amazon affiliate links is something you might not normally think of, but some people make great money on it. And I'm not even talking about just influencers. Some parents make a lot of money by being in their parent, friend, mom groups and talking about products and using their affiliate links, because if someone buys the product that you use the link for, you get a small little commission. It's not that much, but it adds up. And if you have anything that you make by hand, you know, something you would sell like on Etsy, you can actually sell it on Amazon through handmade, which again, I basically think it's just a pull off of Etsy. You're just doing it through Amazon, you know, trying to create as much of a monopoly as possible. Amazon is definitely doing that. Another one is merch by Amazon, which is a print on the demand service. So basically you create a design and the product is not made until someone orders it. So you have a design, they place it on a t-shirt, a mug, whatever the items is. I'm not sure the full list that they offer. It does change, but either way, you'd put your design on that item and it's not literally printed on the mug or printed on the t-shirt until it is ordered. Now it is an invite only platform on Amazon. So technically you have to be invited into it. You can request to join it, and it can be up to 6 months to get approved or disapproved for that program. So program, part of the site, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it might not be a good idea for a first-time person if you want to start right now, but you might as well maybe sign up for it, and down the road it's something you could do. But something you can do right away is flip store-bought products with retail arbitrage. I never say that word right, but basically what it means is buying from a brick and mortar store on a discount, or online, you could do a retail store, buying it at discount and reselling it for full price or more, but basically anywhere above the sale price, because if you get something cheap enough, it's worth way more than that. The company's just selling it because they want to get rid of the inventory and make at least something, or not have to pay for it to be disposed of. So that is a great way to do it if you feel like being a deal hunter and going and looking around. And another one is if you provide a service. I had no idea about this, but Amazon has Amazon services. And then another option that I just decided to put on here, but it's not exactly what you traditionally think of, but actually working for Amazon. Amazon has a lot of career opportunities. I'm not saying they don't come with their faults and their problems, but there is still a lot of jobs that have a lot of flexibility. You could be a delivery person for Amazon, you could be a work rep, you could do so many different positions based on what they have available at the moment and what you're interested in doing. But today we're going to talk about what you probably think of when you click on this video, and that's making money selling stuff on Amazon, not really per se working for Amazon. So of that whole entire list we talk about and all the many other methods there are, which we went over the main ones, but there's a few quirky ones in between there. The main best performing method for the average day person is selling private labels. So you might have wondered what that was when I mentioned it before, but it's still the top performing method, and it's the process of manufacturing pre-existing items and basically adding your branding and logos on it, maybe making improvements to it or changing it slightly, but you're not creating something new per se. You're just rebranding it. So, another sandwich bag, another shower head, another, item that already exists, but maybe you tweaked it a little bit. And a great example of that is what I think of is Walmart's Great Value brand. That is a private label that Walmart has created to sell items underneath themselves that already exist. They're kind of just like the store brand version. You're going to basically be making your own store brand version of a product and selling it on Amazon. So obviously you can get very creative with that, and certain items we're going to do way better than others. There's plenty of engines and softwares that'll give you an idea of which items will perform better or which items are already performing good on the site that you could maybe do something similar, or if there's too much competition, there's plenty of those like programs and softwares that you can look up. Some are better than others, but either way, whatever item you choose to sell on there as your private label, most likely you're going to be doing it through FBA like we talked about, which is Fulfillment by Amazon. And Fulfillment by Amazon is probably one of the best and worst things that has come about, and I say it's the best because it really does make things as passive as possible. And there is a lot of advantage to it, but it also means that it's crazy that you can't do any of this stuff really on your own, because one of the hardest things when it comes to having your own small business is shipping. A lot of people don't want to pay for shipping, me included. I'll be like, I don't want to pay $5 for shipping. It's just not worth it. And I'll go on Amazon and I'll buy it and it'll ship to me in 2 days for free shipping because I add other things in my cart and I got to a certain level, or let's say you're an Amazon Prime member. So Fulfillment by Amazon allows your customers to have that same speedy delivery time and discounted delivery costs because Amazon has the infrastructure to provide that. So you're basically asking Amazon to provide that, and in addition to providing that service of faster delivery, cheaper delivery, free delivery in a lot of cases, it comes with its caveats, but the first thing is it does come with its other benefits. So in addition to the fact that they have that better shipping system, they are also going to pick the item when it's ordered, they're going to pack it, they're going to ship it out, they're going to handle returns, handle customer service. So this is a lot that's being provided, and it's actually not really that expensive of a feature or perk they're offering you, but it's not free. And it's going to cost you money whether you make sales or not. Like if you were handling this yourself, you're not going to be paying all these fees per se, because you're probably going to be storing your product in your closet. You're not going to be storing it at an Amazon facility, because to do FBA, you do have to ship your products into an Amazon storage facility, or fulfillment center basically is what it's called. And you're going to have to, one, pay to ship it there. You're also going to have to pay to have it stored. So let's go over the ideas of what it's going to cost you in a moment. First, I want to talk about the idea of how much money you can make. Then we'll talk about the costs associated with it. So what's the money look like on selling products on Amazon? So it drastically varies, but I found an article that talked about how much money you could possibly make selling private labels on Amazon. And it says approximately $625 to $1,875 per month per product. And over half, aka 50%, of private label sellers earn $5,000 or more in monthly sales, and nearly 2/3, or 59%, have profit margins over 16%, which is actually pretty surprisingly good. So you could look to make a good amount of money at this, but it depends where you land in that percentile. You could be the percent that makes $0, -dollars because of the fees associated. You could be the person that makes like some money, but not enough for your time and effort. It really depends on how much you take on, what your profit margins are on the product that you choose. So again, research it more because your product makes a huge difference. But your product aside and how much money you make aside, how much does Amazon charge for providing FBA services or selling on Amazon in general? So whether you do FBA or not, you need a selling plan through Amazon. And individual plans cost 99 cents per unit sold, and professional plans cost $39.99 per month, no matter how many units you sell. So most likely starting off, you're just going to be doing that 99 cents per unit sold, which isn't really that bad if you fit it into your margins on your pricing, which make sure you do that. But let's say you do want to go through FBA. What are the fees associated with that? Because most likely you're like, I want all those things they provide. I don't want to be handling that. It'll be a lot easier for me, and I'll be more likely to get sales because shipping makes a huge difference in sales. And so the thing they're going to charge you for is inventory storage fees, fulfillment fees, return processing fees, and a few other miscellaneous that may or may not apply to you. But for, let's say inventory storage, how much does that cost? Because it's not free. They're not just going to keep your items for free and you could just store your stuff there. It doesn't work that way. And unsurprisingly, yet I feel like a lot of people don't know about, me included until I researched this, is that based on the time of year, the charge changes. So from January to September, it costs about 48 cents to 75 cents per cubic foot. And they also play weight into that factor, and the higher end of the scale is actually not for bigger items, it's for smaller items because they are actually harder to store. And then October through December, it costs about $1.20 to $2.40 per cubic foot. So that is a lot more money, and it's because holiday times. They have limited storage, and they know they can charge more for it because there's more sales during the holidays, and they want, companies want to store more things at their facilities during that time because they know more inventory is going to sell. So they're going to charge more for the space that it takes up. It's just simple as that. It makes sense though because you're ideally going to make more profits during that time of the year. But it is something to consider how much it's going to cost you to store it. And there are other items that do cost more, whether they're like a dangerous item or they contain, batteries, or if the item is very overweight, it can also cost more. So it does change, but that's about the range of it. And then fulfillment fees, because they do charge you to fulfill the order. So you're going to pay to store it no matter if you make a sale or not. So fulfillment fees range from about $3 and something change to about $6 and something change for heavier items. So heavier items do cost more to fulfill. And then return processing fees. So while return processing fees are normally free on many products, you need to keep an eye out because there are products that they do charge for them to be returned. So just make sure if your item falls in that category to consider that fee. And then there are a few other possible fees, like storing the product for over a year, destroying the product if you decide it's not going to sell and you're just like, just get rid of it, destroy it. That does cost money. And then there are a few other things in between there, but the ones that you're mainly going to be concerned with are your selling plan, so you know how much you're going to pay to have a plan to sell on Amazon, whether you use FBA or not. And then with FBA, the main fees are going to be inventory storage fees, and it's going to cost you more during the holidays, fulfillment fees, and processing returns if your item is a certain type of item. Now, with all that being said, this is specifically what Amazon is going to charge you for their services and what they provide. This doesn't mean that that's the only fees that are going to be associated with selling on Amazon. Just like having your own website or your own product, your own business, your own store, most likely you're going to be paid advertising fees to some kind of platform or to yourself if you want to do the work by hand and hand out flyers, put things on social media, whatever it is, you're going to pay money and time to advertise your product because how are they going to know to find you? Yes, Amazon is a search engine, which can be the benefit also being on that site is someone could search for something and your product could come up, but you, as a new seller, you don't have reviews, you don't have all these other things associated with it, so you might have to do the legwork. and, you know, do some advertising off the site so they know to go and order from you and they feel like you're a trustworthy person and you have brand awareness and your product has brand awareness, but that definitely fluctuates based on what you're selling. And then the other thing is you do pay for referral fees. And then with social media, you could be paying influencers to talk about your product or send your product out for free to people to get them to do, you know, a review or talk about your product and mention it and link it in their bios, all these other things that really make a difference. And I promise you, Amazon reviews and referrals from people makes a huge difference. Without that, a lot of times people don't make sales. Some of those biggest performing people on Amazon are people that have people talking about their products, whether they paid for them to talk about it or not. That does not always matter. It's just the product is being talked about and it is something that people need, especially if you're not, you know, the top performing person on Amazon with this product that someone needs every day. Someone needs to know to go to the site and look for that item. And then the other thing is just the time to spend on your own social media, create your brand awareness, you know, have brand authority related to your product and or you and your storefront. But with all of that being said, because that is so much that goes along with this, do you think this is something worth trying? Do you think that the risk of not making any sales or paying these fees and, you know, not having enough for yourself at the end, you know, the cost of the product, the cost of all these fees, are you going to make money in the end? How are the profit margins on it? What is the likelihood that you're going to make a sale? Like, how do you feel about this now that you know that there's so much more that goes into it than putting an Amazon product up? Like, there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of scheduling and figuring out. Just the idea that you have to ship all this stuff to a fulfillment center, following the guidelines, and pay for it to be stored, and all these other things that go along with it. Yes, you could sell without FBA, but also that means you're going to have to be paying an arm and a leg for shipping or charging your clientele, your customers, that's the word, your customers for crazy shipping, and then that could cut into your chances of getting sales. What do you think? Should I try this out? Should I try selling a private label using FBA's services and, you know, selling it on Amazon in general? Do you think I should give it a try? And also, if you were gonna do this, what product would you do? And what product do you think I should do when I try this out for a future video if enough people are interested in it? And again, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. It really helps me out in my journey, and I post a new video every single Wednesday. And hopefully this will be an ongoing series where we attempt to make money online. Just, you know, hit that like button, let me know that you are interested, and have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. I'll see you Wednesday.